My dad asked me if he needs a smart lock, and it's a real question. Do you really need a smart lock? We see more and more people going toward them for flexibility, whether it's homeowners or even apartment managers, and for good reasons. Again, here most of the people that rent an apartment space will change the door lock when they arrive, because they're worried that the previous tenant still has a door key, made copies of it, so it's just a matter of security. So on the manager side, what that means is that from your phone, you can manage access for new tenant, delete the old ones, give PIN code access, and everyone is able to manage everything from their phone. But as soon as someone moves out, you're able to delete them and they don't have access anymore to the door lock. As for homeowners, well, the flexibility I think here is the key point. Because if you have a family, well, you might have kids that you want to be able to unlock the door even if you're not there. And you don't want to worry about them forgetting the key at school or even losing it. So being able to unlock the door with a PIN code or even one of their finger is quite practical. And that's what today's video is about, is knowing if you need a smart lock or if you just want one. So we'll be reviewing different Yale Smart Locks to understand which one you should get for yourself or even for one of your projects. And if you find this video helpful, well, leave a comment below on what other smart locks manufacturer you would like us to review so we can go over their full lineup for you to understand better how they work. All right, let's get to it. Before we look at the product, I think it's important to look at the application because this is where you would manage everything. It will become your daily tool. So when we're working with the Yale app, if you're familiar with August, it's exactly the same thing. So they are sister brands and they use pretty much the same application. So first thing is the keychain. If you are a manager of different buildings, well, here you would have all the different buildings you can have access to be able what smart lock is installed where. If you're a homeowner, chances are like me, you only have one, and this is where you would have all your different locks. But again, you can add your cottage as much as you want, it will fit inside your application. So when you enter the house, well, you have all your different doors. So first you have your front door. For myself, I have a garage inside door and even a back door. So you can connect through them from this application. Just by clicking on it, then you can enter a code and it will unlock the door from wherever you are if you have the Wi-Fi module. This is something we'll touch on when talking about the Yale Smart modules because it can be a bit complicated. So now I will lock the door by simply again clicking on it. So this is one way to open your door, so simply by using your phone and pushing this as it was a button. Next, on the bottom, you have your activity log. So on there, you have all the different activities that happen on the door locks from your house. So from the keychain you selected. So you can see who remotely unlocked the door, who was at the front door, when it was left open, and the different also administration used when someone is adding a new user to it. Next would be all the different guests that are part of your house. So if you're multiple owners, and you can also invite people and give them app access, or also just an entry code or a fingerprint only access. So this way, even though they don't have a phone, they can enter the premise without any problems. And this is really practical when you have kids. So again, as I was mentioning in the beginning, if they forget their keys at school, they can still enter the house just by pushing their finger on the smart lock. Next, in the settings, so we will not go over all the settings, but we'll focus on the main ones, which I think are the smart alerts. So you can really configure different alerts depending on your need. And those smart alerts are based on events. So for example, if the door is left open for an amount of time, you can select it to push a notification to your phone so you would know that the door wasn't closed properly. And when you select the event, you can even choose a time period. So for example, if at any time you wanted to push a notification, it will do so. But maybe you just want it to happen during the weekends or during your work hours. So depending on what is your schedule, you can configure different smart alert pretty easily from the application. Next, we're gonna look at the automation, and one thing to keep in mind is that when you're doing settings like we're doing right now, you need to be close by the smart lock to do it. So you need to be in Bluetooth range of your smart locks, or else you will not be able to configure it properly. So in automation, what I wanted to show is auto lock. So you can configure your smart lock to lock automatically after a certain time period. For example, here we have it under 30 seconds. So at 30 seconds, it will lock on a timer. You can also have auto unlock. So using geofence, as soon as you enter a 200-meter perimeter, it will unlock the door for you. So this is something you can customize as well. You also have the door ajar timing, which we were talking about earlier, that you can configure in your smart alert. So same thing, after a certain period of time, it will notify you that the door was left open. You have your DoorSense. So the DoorSense is included in all the smart locks that you buy with Yale. So it is a small device that you install near the smart lock, and it will let you know when the door is open or closed. And one last thing I wanted to show inside the application is the keypad settings. So going in there, you can have operating mode. So you can turn it to vacation, which will disable the master code and any code, which means that you can only unlock the door using your application. So it's a good way to kind of prevent anyone trying to enter by entering different codes when you're not home. And you also have your keypad security. So by clicking on this, you can have a shutdown timing and also a wrong code limit. So depending on how many times they try, it will create a shutdown, so they will not be able to try again for a certain amount of time. Now that we've seen the application, let's talk about the Yale Smart modules. Because again, you've chosen a smart lock, but which module do you need? There are 3 different modules that you can buy to pair with your smart lock. First one, and the most popular one, is the Wi-Fi module. So this gives you access to Bluetooth communication and also Wi-Fi communication. This is why you're able to unlock the door even if you're still at work and your house is far away. With the Wi-Fi module, you gain that flexibility to configure a temporary PIN code for a visitor or a temporary access and just give them access from afar. So it's really practical, and it's something that you can pair with your smart lock as soon as you buy it on the Yale website. Next would be the Z-Wave Plus module. So this is if you're already in the Z-Wave ecosystem. We're talking Ring Alarm, Alarm.com. So if this is the kind of platform you're using and you want to stay on this same hub, well, instead of going on the Yale application, you could do that by buying the Z-Wave Plus module and installing it inside your smart lock. And since we're on the subject, I think it's a good segue to introduce some models that have integrated technology inside of them. And first one is the Yale Assure Lock 2 Plus. So this is their first smart lock that is integrated with Apple Home Key. What that means is that you can use your iPhone or your Apple Watch to unlock the door. So it's using Apple Key, so an Apple NFC, that you're able to unlock the door with it. And again, this is built in, so you don't have to buy any add-on. So as soon as you install it, you're able to integrate it inside Apple Home Key and you're ready to go. You just need to find the little code either on your device or inside the user manual from your box. So this one, you can buy it with the Wi-Fi module, or you can buy it standard, so with just Bluetooth for the configuration. It comes in different finish, so you have the black suede, you have the bronze color, and also the nickel color. In terms of specifications, so you have less customizable option when we're comparing it to the other ones. So it has the slick touch keypad, and as you can see underneath, if your device has no batteries and you're not able to use the keypad, you can use an external battery just connected underneath, and then it will give you access so you can enter your home and change the batteries after. Next one that has integrated technology in is the Yale Smart Lock with Matter. If you're not familiar with Matter, Matter is a language of communication to have your smart lock integrate inside, whether it's your Google Nest, it's your Apple Home Key, Alexa. Many smart home devices are able to communicate with Matter, which means that instead of going through the Yale Smart app, you will use the smart app that you already have. So for example, I have a Google Nest. I'm able to go inside the application to unlock my doors and also close them. And now just a bit of information, because I'm a nerd about this. You have matter over thread that will be mentioned. So thread is the communication protocol similar to Wi-Fi, and matter is this language that communicates with the different hubs. What that means is that even if your Wi-Fi goes down, you're still able to access the different settings of your smart lock because it communicates in thread. So it's just one additional layer of security to be able to access your settings even though there's an outrage or something happening outside that cuts your Wi-Fi. So again, this one, not many customizable options. You can choose either the snow finish, the black finish, or the ash finish. As I mentioned, it works with Google Home, Apple Home, Amazon Alexa, or Samsung Smart Things. And the ways to access, so it is a mechanical keypad access. You have a backup key, and of course you can control it via the application. Next, we're looking at the general Yale Assure Lock 2, and this is where all those customization kind of become fun because you can really fit it to your needs. For example, this one, again, you choose your technology. So if you want to have the Wi-Fi module included, you choose whether you have a key or not, which really significantly reduces the size of your module. If you want it to be a touch screen keypad or mechanical keypad, depending on what you would like, and also the color finish. So when we have with the key, you can choose either black suede, bronze, or nickel. If you remove it and you add touchscreen, you even have this nice little color. So if you want to have a Viva Magenta keypad on the exterior of your home, it is a possibility as well. Next is the Yale Assure Lock 2 Touch. This is the one right here that we did install in our studio. So this one is actually with biometrics. So it's the same customization that we saw earlier, but now you can also add a biometric feature so you can put your finger to unlock the door. So you can create a lot of users just with biometrics features, so they don't need the application to access your house or your premise. Again, this one can be with a key option or keyless, and also with a mechanical keypad or just a touchscreen. Last one we're going to cover, and that will be most of their flagship products, is the Yale Approach Lock. So this is what we call a retrofit lock. So while all the different smart locks that we've shown today are really easy to install, this one, I mean, anybody can really install this. All the different tools you need are part of your kit. And this one is just changing the indoor lock from your door. What that means is that you keep the same key, same keyhole, and it's just the lock inside that changed, and which enables you to actually open the door using the Yale Smart app. You can buy it with a keypad bundle. So with the keypad, you can configure fingerprint access and also a PIN code. And if you don't want the biometrics, well, you can also remove it just to lower the price a little bit. You can also buy just the smart lock, so if you're not interested in getting the keypad, this is also a possibility. We actually did a full review on this solution, so a full walkthrough on the installation process, what you get inside of the box, and how the products works. So if you decide to go with this solution, make sure to check out this video to simplify the onboarding process. In short, you have smart locks if you're using Z-Wave device already, so Ring Alarm, alarm.com. You have a smart lock if you're inside the Google Home application, Apple Home application, and you have more customizable option if you just want to use the mobile application from Yale. So there's really a smart lock for everyone. But the main question was, do you need a smart lock or do you want a smart lock? That's why I say that in most cases, it's more a want than a need. Depending on your use case, so if you're managing building and you don't want people to just go around changing the door locks, well, then it becomes a need, because then you just buy a smart locks and you're done with. You can manage from afar, you can assign new user, remove old ones. It's the smart thing to do. But if you're a homeowner, well, maybe it's more on the luxury side. And it's okay, honestly. Like sometimes we just want things and they make our life easier. And this is what technology is all about, is removing small problems from our day-to-day life and making life just that little bit easier that makes us enjoy getting home and opening the door without a key. Alright guys, I'm Jeremy from Pipl Systems. If you'd like us to review another manufacturer and their smart locks offering, leave us a comment below and we'll see each other on the next one.